All right, welcome to Talkin' Investing. I am Tom, and as always, this is not financial advice. Today, I want to talk about Bitfarms, stock ticker BITF. They are, of course, a Bitcoin miner. They came out with a press release today. I think this is very big news. I feel like absolutely everybody is missing this. It's not getting priced in. So I want to go through what the news is and talk about what's happened to Bitfarms this year. So still, almost half of the people watching my videos are not yet subscribed. So if you're new to the channel or you've been here all along, please remember to subscribe to the channel. And if you're interested, you can hit the notification bell and get notified when I release videos. In addition to that, if you want to support the channel, you can hit the join button and become a member of the channel. We have a big catalog of members only videos ready and waiting the minute you join. In addition to that, we do a members only live stream once a week every Tuesday after the market closes, and we have a members only Discord where we share certain information that we don't share on the general Discord or on the channel in general. So I think there's a lot of value in there, and I appreciate everybody's support. So, okay, let's talk about Bitfarms. It's early in the trading day, and Bitfarms is actually trading down on the day. It's down almost 4%, down to about $1.04. This leaves it at about a $226 million market cap. So for me, and again, this is not financial advice, for me, I believe this is very undervalued versus its peers. This market cap doesn't make sense. There's 2 or 3 Bitcoin miners where I think their market cap just does not make sense when compared to their peers and when compared to their balance sheet and their potential earnings. So this is one of them. At $226 million, just to put it into historical perspective, this company peaked at $1.35 billion back in November of 2021 when Bitcoin hit its all-time high, but you can see it's been at much higher values than that. Even in March of 2022, it was $770 million. In August of 22, it was $420 million. It's a bigger, better, much healthier company right now than at any of those other points in time, yet it's down to $226 million in market cap. So I believe there's value here, and that's why I'm looking at it. But more importantly, I want to go to the press release that they put out today, because this was, I think, the final piece to a big puzzle they've been working on, and I feel like it's done, and I feel like they're in really good shape right now. Okay, I'm going to start with a press release they put out a few weeks ago, January 13. Bitfarms seeks modification of equipment loan facility to align with market conditions. So they have a facility in Washington. They owe about $21 million on this facility, and they were basically doing the math. They put this press release out saying, look, we own $21 million. This is secured by the equipment at the Washington facility. The equipment at the Washington facility is worth significantly less than $21 million. So yes, we'd like to pay this loan off. Yes, we'd like to keep all of our equipment, but like almost all of the other Bitcoin mining companies, what they were looking to do is just restructure this loan to something more reasonable. So this sat for about 3 weeks, and now we have the answer. This morning they put out a press release, and to me, this was really exactly the sweet spot. This is exactly what I was hoping they would do. Okay, so this is this morning, February 9th. Bitfarms pays off $21 million debt obligations for $7.75 million in cash. Essentially, they just made $13 million by coming to this arrangement. And this to me is the best of all worlds. They get to keep all of their equipment. It's now completely unencumbered, so their hash rate doesn't go down. They don't have to take steps backward. And they also get to extinguish $21 million in debt, and they get to do so at a $13 million discount and pay $7.75 million in cash, which they have. They do have liquidity, so they were in a position to do this. Bitfarms, a global Bitcoin self-mining company, has modified its loan agreement with BlockFi Lending to settle all outstanding principal and interest due totaling $21 million for a single cash payment of $7.75 million. This successful negotiation and settlement furthers our initiatives to reduce indebtedness, enhance liquidity, and increase financial flexibility in line with today's market conditions. That was Jeff Lucas, the CFO of Bitfarms. They've lowered their debt in the last year 85%. This was a company that had $165 million in debt, and that was in June of 2022. A lot of the market started to worry about Bitfarms' sustainability to move forward as a business. They now only have $25 million in debt. They then say our remaining debt mostly secured by new high-efficiency mining equipment in Quebec, matures on or before February 2024, enabling us to be debt-free before the halving event expected in May of 2024. Given that most of the Bitcoin miners have done major renegotiations on their debt, really, this was the responsible thing to do. This is what made sense. I know a lot of people worry that they were maybe going to default on their debt and this was going to hurt their credit, but I don't believe that's going to hurt their credit in any way, shape, or form. This is what happened to this industry. They've reacted in the best interest of their shareholders for sure. And they've turned $165 million of debt into just $25 million of debt over the last 7 months. So they are now poised. In addition to all that, I want to go to their most recent operating update. Okay, so this was their January update, which they put out on February 1st. So if you take a look here, month-end operating exahash, 4.7 exahash. So they came into 2022 with 2.2 exahash. It's now, as of January 31st, 2023, they're at 4.7 exahash. So you can see in the year 2022, they grew their company massively, much more than doubling their exahash rate. And at the same time, they've eliminated almost all of their debt. Now, they did have to sell the majority of their Bitcoin in order to accomplish this. But what this does is deleverage their balance sheet, and it does not leave them that risk. Should Bitcoin dip in the future, it's not going to be a problem for Bitfarms anymore because they don't have $165 million in debt. They have $25 million in debt. And if all goes well, they should be able to pay all of that off sooner than later, and prior to the halving, have no debt. In addition to that, they're building facilities to continue to ramp up their exahash. So I think we'll see continued growth through the rest of 2023. And I don't think they're in a hurry to get to some massive exahash. I just think we're going to see sustainable, consistent growth for the rest of the year from Bitfarms, and they will continue to pay down their debt so that about a year from now, they should have substantially more exahash and no debt. Obviously, the health of Bitcoin makes a big difference. If the price of Bitcoin rises, then they continue to make more and more money. Bitfarms has one of the lower costs per Bitcoin out of all the Bitcoin mining companies. They're almost 100% hydroelectricity, which has had a lot of price stability while some of the other companies have suffered from wild price swings. Okay, so taking a look at the chart, this is Bitfarms on the 1 week time frame. I want to look at zoomed out a little bit because what I want to show you guys is that Bitfarms stock from its highs in November of 2021, this stock is still down 89%, very nearly 90%. So their stock has suffered a catastrophic loss. In the meantime, they've more than doubled the size of their business. Their Bitcoin mining efficiency is among the top out of all of the Bitcoin miners. Their cost per Bitcoin is one of the lower out of all of the Bitcoin miners. But this company, for whatever reason, it is absolutely just lagging the field. I do think it's due for a big push to the upside as long as Bitcoin can remain relatively healthy. I will zoom into the 1 day chart and take a look at what's gone on more recently because they have had a very big run up recently. But even after this gigantic run up, they're down 89% from where they were 15 months ago. So there is still a massive, massive amount of room to the upside for this stock to grow, in my opinion. They did dip under $1. They got notified by the NASDAQ. They had a nice streak of being over $1 going. And then somewhere about a week ago, somebody just before 4 o'clock spent a couple of $1 million selling this stock off to get it down to 99 cents. So they basically had to restart their 10-day count. They need to close above $1 10 days in a row in order to regain compliance with the NASDAQ. So I'm not sure what that person was hoping to accomplish. It seems like they were just delaying the inevitable, but this stock has been hanging around between $1 and $1.10. And I'm going to go through some price targets because to me, I believe that is undervalued. Okay, now we're zoomed into the 1 day time frame so we can get a little bit better sense of what's been going on recently. So you can see this stock did get down to 38 cents, and that was on December 27th. So that is roughly when all the Bitcoin mining companies hit their low. From that point until right now where they're trading as I do this video, they're up 192%. So that is a very, very big run up. It's a nice run up for those who dollar cost averaged in or for those who were lucky enough to buy in at the bottom. You've already had a huge run up. But here's the thing. We still see that at this price, they're still down 89% from where they were 15 months ago. But a more short-term price target that I want to look at, this company in August was trading at about $2.33 or 34 cents. That's the last time Bitcoin was at $25,000. Now, we're somewhere around $23,000 for Bitcoin right now. We've been fluctuating between maybe $22,500 and $24,000 for the last couple of weeks. So we haven't quite gotten back to that $25,000 yet, but we are within striking distance. And you can see for Bitfarms, in the middle, they have made massive, massive improvements to their company. Not financial advice. You guys need to do your own due diligence. There's obviously a lot going on with Bitfarms. There's a lot going on with Bitcoin. And this is a very volatile stock in a very volatile industry. So please be careful investing and remember to do your own due diligence. So I'm not even going to talk about price points beyond that. For now, what I'm focused on is the fact that if Bitcoin can rally back up around its $25,000 level, I can't really see any reason why Bitfarms wouldn't return to that previous price point. And again, they would still be down on the magnitude of about 85%, even if they got back to that price. So it's not like this stock would be running up in any way. So just to take a look at the other side of the coin, if for whatever reason Bitcoin does have another dip, if we go retest our lows, then Bitfarms does have 63%, almost 64% to the downside to get back to where its low was in December at 38 cents. So there's a risk reward here to analyze as always. So I did not add to this stock over the last month because of the big run up that they've had, but I am now considering adding to this position. So I like what Bitfarms has done, and we'll have to see what happens going forward. So thanks so much for watching. Remember to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Also, if you could please smash the like button, it helps the channel out a lot. And lastly, remember, you can support the channel by hitting the join button. We hope to see you there. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.